Okay, welcome everyone to the deep dive. We're really glad you could join us. So, you know how this works. You bring the source material, and our job is to dive right in. We pull out the most important insights, the key takeaways, all tailored specifically for you.
Exactly. We're like your personal research team, really.
Hmm.
We navigate the info you've given us, make sense of the core ideas, and connect the dots for you.
Yeah.
Saves you the sifting.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're tackling something I think resonates with pretty much everyone. Productivity and the habits of highly effective people. Our source today is an excerpt from a book by Jeffrey Lucas. It really focuses on accomplishing more by, well, getting a better handle on your time and your focus.
Yeah, it's a really compelling piece. Lucas lays out this vision for what productivity, truly means. He argues it's much more than just working faster. He gets into why it's so critical in different parts of life, personal and professional. So our mission today is to unpack his core ideas. We'll look at the areas he suggests for improvement, things like systems, technology, and crucially, our personal habits. He breaks those habits down into physical, psychological, and what he calls productiveness habits.
We're also going to dig into goal setting, what motivates us, get into some practical tips for organizing both physical stuff and our digital lives, and touch on work-life balance and managing stress too, all seen through the lens of this material you shared.
Yeah, the goal is clear, actionable insights, straight from this excerpt, framed as a conversation just for you. So shall we dive in?
Let's do it. Lucas kicks things off with a really interesting idea, something like what you put in, you get out. Basic enough. But then he says for productiveness, his term, you actually get out more than you put in. It's about working smarter, yeah, but also more efficiently alongside being effective. That combination.
Right, and what's fascinating is how he frames productivity right from the start,
Hmm.
not just as like a business tool for more output, but almost as a fundamental life skill. He suggests that building these habits early on could just dramatically change your future success, even happiness.
Yeah.
It's a strong claim that productivity can transform lives, relationships, businesses, the whole lot.
Yeah, it is. And he immediately makes that key distinction, doesn't he, between effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness doing the right things at the right time for your goals, efficiency doing those right things in the best way, fastest maybe, or using the fewest resources.
Exactly. It sets the stage perfectly. True productivity for Lucas isn't just speed. It's that smart mix of what you do and how well you do it.
And what productiveness looks like, well, it really varies depending on your situation. Lucas gives some good examples, like a working parent. For them, it might mean structuring their day so they can be there for key moments with their kids, but without their work falling behind.
Or he mentions a startup needing to be first to market. Their success hinges on effective daily methods. For a manufacturing company, maybe it's making goods cheaper or just ensuring they can keep running and pay everyone. And students, juggling classes, studying, exercise, a social life. That's a complex productivity puzzle right there.
It really brings it home that this isn't some abstract corporate buzzword. It's personal. Though Lucas does spend a good bit of time on why it's vital for businesses today, beyond just the bottom line.
Well, sure, increased revenue, competitive edge, those are the obvious ones people think of. But Lucas points out that businesses face intense competition, demanding customers. It's tough out there. He positions productivity as a core strategic tool, not just to survive, but to actually thrive and get ahead.
And he makes a really strong case that better productivity often leads directly to less stress. When people or teams work more effectively, manage their time and energy better, they feel more in control.
That sense of control.
Exactly. And that reduces stress, which Lucas argues causes so many problems in the workplace.
It's more than just less stress, though. He links productivity to greater innovation.
He's interesting.
His argument is basically, if staff aren't constantly swamped or disorganized, they actually have the mental bandwidth, the time for strategic thinking, for creative problem solving.
Right. Otherwise, that vital innovation time just gets squeezed out by the urgent stuff. A productive culture actively makes space for it.
Yeah, and he suggests this builds more successful organizations overall, places where people are proactive, creative, progressive, and crucially, they take responsibility. They feel empowered to think beyond their immediate tasks, share ideas. Lucas has that great phrase for it. Calm leadership breathes success.
Okay, so if we get why it matters so much, the obvious next question is how? How do we actually get more productive? Lucas suggests improvements can come from lots of areas, but he focuses on three main pillars: systems, technology, and behavior, particularly habits.
Systems first. This is all about deliberately creating procedures, processes for how you handle routine tasks. Lucas argues that standardizing how things get done is a direct path to spending less time on the basics.
Yeah, makes sense. He points out that many places, or even just individuals, don't have formal processes, so things are inconsistent, especially when new people join. They just kind of figure it out as they go.
Right. And standardizing workflows is key for several reasons he lays out.
Like saving time, obviously. Cutting out unnecessary steps saves hours, and ensuring consistent quality. Fewer mistakes means more time for, say, valuable customer interaction. Checklists help here too.
Reliability.
hmm
And it massively cuts down training time for new people.
Oh, and that's a big one he mentions, decreasing the risk of losing intellectual capital.
Totally. If key processes are just in someone's head, that knowledge walks out the door when they leave. Lucas suggests simple documentation could be just a Word doc, a checklist, alongside maybe more dedicated tools.
Okay, then pillar two, technology. He calls it the big game changer, the ultimate enabler for speed and effectiveness.
He specifically highlights things like accounting software, sales, or CRM tools in business, how they slash manual work, cut costs, and give you insights into customers for better marketing. Game-changing, like he says.
But it's not just software, is it? The actual hardware matters too. Lucas is pretty blunt. Old, slow computers, massive time sinks, and just incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, he says if your computer takes more than a minute to boot up, you're literally wasting hours over a year. Time for an upgrade. Investing in fast, reliable gear saves time and money long-term. It's not an expense, it's an investment.
And having the right apps too, and making sure they connect properly, especially cloud-based stuff across devices, tablets, phones, laptops, so you can access files anywhere.
Right? Seamless integration. Even something as seemingly small as a flaky printer gets a mention.
Yeah.
If you're always battling it, maybe just get a new one.
Okay, so beyond systems and tech, Lucas puts huge emphasis on attitude, your psychological habits. He argues they're like fundamentally everything.
This is a really powerful point he makes. He basically says, if you see yourself as a victim, always limited by others or circumstances, you'll never be truly productive. You won't get ahead. He argues you only unlock real productiveness when you truly internalize that your life is within your control.
Yeah.
That ultimately, nobody else is responsible for making things better for you. It's on you.
Wow, okay, so it's a major mindset shift
Right.
from passive to personally accountable, and tied directly to attitude are your habits. Lucas states it pretty powerfully.
Yeah.
You are essentially the accumulation of your daily habits.
Yeah. And he breaks these habits into three types: productiveness habits, physical habits, and psychological habits.
Productiveness habits, these are your routines, your processes for getting tasks done efficiently, like creating those standardized systems we talked about for regular work, adopting techniques like the 2-minute rule. You know, if something takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. Don't let it pile up.
Exactly. Stop clutter before it starts.
Ah.
And cleanup routines. Lucas suggests a weekly declutter, home and work, is way better than one massive, overwhelming spring clean once a year. He also talks about clean desk policies, not just top-down rules, but a shared responsibility, making it easier for everyone to keep things orderly.
Then there are physical habits. He sees these as equally essential. Lucas argues, quite persuasively I think, that if you're constantly tired or sluggish from poor diet or no exercise, your focus and performance will tank, no matter how good your plans are.
Makes total sense. Daily exercise boosts energy, fosters a more positive outlook, keeps you healthy overall. All that directly impacts your ability to focus productively.
And fueling your body right good food, staying hydrated, especially under pressure, that's presented as crucial. Regular breaks too, not just zoning out, but actively re-energizing, remembering to drink water. And maybe most importantly, intentional breathing. Lucas really highlights deep, conscious breathing, a simple but powerful tool for relaxation, managing stress.
Yeah, he even suggests, taking a moment right now to do it. Just pause and breathe deeply.
Good idea. Okay, third type, psychological habits. This ties back to that fundamental mindset.
Right. Having a can-do attitude. Believing effort makes a difference. Actively focusing on the positive. These are presented as basically non-negotiable for productivity. Lucas contrasts this with negative thinking. He acknowledges it can feel realistic sometimes, but argues an optimistic belief in possibility is essential to achieve anything significant.
And mindfulness comes in here too. He strongly advocates for living in the now, focusing your attention on the present moment.
This, he argues, is key for better focus. It stops you wasting energy worrying about the future or dwelling on past mistakes. He even suggests setting a reminder. Focus on the now. Simple, but maybe effective.
So Lucas then kind of zooms out a bit, exploring the deeper why. Why would you want to be more productive? He links it strongly back to personal benefits, like
100%.
the improving work-life balance, which he says is a major reason people seek out this kind of advice.
Yeah, and he really hammers home that point about productivity reducing stress, feeling organized, having clear systems for tasks and goals. It gives you that fundamental sense of control over your life,
Huh.
which reduces worry, that feeling of being pulled everywhere.
Right, control again. And that increased control and reduced stress, Lucas says, directly enables more creativity and innovation.
His argument is that the mental clutter, the pressure from disorganization, actively suppresses creativity.
Mm.
Productivity clears the decks, cognitively speaking, so new ideas can surface.
He also tackles that common complaint from senior managers never having time for strategic thinking.
Yeah, he pins that squarely on poor prioritization, getting bogged down in urgent but less important stuff instead of focusing on the big picture. Getting truly organized and prioritizing effectively is the key to unlocking that essential strategic time.
So getting organized isn't just like tidying up. Lucas presents it as an empowering first step in personal growth. It helps you clarify what you actually want from life and gives you the structure to implement the systems and habits needed to maintain that calmer, more organized state.
But taking action, becoming more productive, it requires understanding what truly motivates you. Lucas stresses everyone's reasons are different. Knowing your specific why is incredibly valuable, especially when things get tough.
A core theme seems to be making your time genuinely matter. There are 168 hours in a week. Lucas challenges the idea that happiness or success is about waiting for the weekend or some future event.
Right. He argues that making the most of each day, hour, minute, that's a conscious choice. It's shaped by how you decide to spend that time.
And for the self-employed, there's a direct link to earning potential, isn't there?
Absolutely. The more value you create per hour, potentially the more you can earn. Lucas suggests creating a stop doing list. Identify tasks that just don't give a good return. Critically look at your daily activities, what can be delegated, what can just be eliminated.
Email gets called out specifically, a notorious time sink.
Oh yeah. His advice is practical. Set specific, limited times for email. Don't just leave the inbox open all day. And a really actionable tip he offers, don't open email first thing in the morning, not until you've done at least one important task for the day.
That's a tough one for many people, I bet.
For sure. Now, for employees, motivations like salary increases might not be totally in your control, but Lucas stresses you absolutely control making your own work life easier, happier, less stressful. Plus, being effective and organized makes you a more valuable asset to any organization.
He suggests that exercise, document your job processes like you're explaining them to a kid. Apparently, that can really highlight areas where you could do things differently, more efficiently.
Yeah, simplifying. He even explores getting support, like hiring a virtual assistant for non-essential tasks, freeing you up for higher value work. And his point is, don't wait until you feel rich to hire help. Hire when the cost is less than the value of the time. And earning potential, it frees up.
All of this seems to circle back to creating more time for yourself and deliberately using it for what matters.
Exactly. Family, friends, hobbies, things that genuinely energize you. Lucas prompts you to actually list your priorities. Then compare. Where does your time go now versus where you want it to go?
That comparison can be eye-opening.
Definitely. And a key realization he talks about is accepting your to-do list will never be empty. Learning to embrace that and consciously deciding what can wait is crucial for taking control and carving out that essential time just to be or do things you enjoy.
Okay, let's shift to setting goals. Lucas presents this as maybe the most powerful tool we have for getting what we want out of life.
Yeah, goals provide focus, motivation. He emphasizes they don't have to be huge, monumental things. Small, consistent improvements light up. Goals are how you consciously steer your life and experience that satisfaction of self-improvement.
He talks about setting them across different time frames, right? Monthly, yearly.
Even 10-year future visions. He suggests actually writing down what you imagine your life looking like in a decade. Then work backward. What steps do you need to take now to get there?
And he covers the SMART goal framework, which many people will know, explains it clearly.
Right. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, or realistic, and time-bound. He gives practical examples like run 5 kilometers is specific, whereas get fit is just too vague.
Beyond just writing SMART goals, he touches on visual methods too.
Yeah, things like vision boards or vision maps. And suggests maybe a goal-setting chart covering different life areas, career, health, relationships, for a holistic view. See where you need to focus.
There's also that interesting angle he brings in, structuring intentions not just around the outcome, but the experience you want.
Like buying a house isn't just about the bricks and mortar, it's about the feeling of security, maybe. Or a job isn't just a title, it's the sense of fulfillment, thinking about the feeling.
And understanding your deepest why for pursuing a goal. That's stressed as vital for success.
Absolutely essential, especially when the initial excitement fades. Lucas says be honest about your motivation. Connect with the core benefits, the emotions you expect to feel when you achieve it.
He notes there's pretty broad agreement on some goal-setting principles, and a major one is simply writing them down.
Yes, that act alone is a concrete commitment to yourself, and it makes reviewing your progress regularly much easier.
He even explains the brain science behind it a bit. The reticular activating system, the RAS.
Right, the brain's filter. Writing goals down primes your RAS to notice relevant opportunities, resources, information you might otherwise miss. Regularly reviewing those written goals keeps them active, consciously and unconsciously, helping you stay on track.
Sharing goals with trusted people is also encouraged. Adds a layer of public commitment, opens the door for support.
Of course, setting goals, trying to change, it always involves obstacles. Lucas addresses common pitfalls.
Like just not being clear on what you actually want. Or stumbling at the first hurdle.
Yeah, and he highlights the keys isn't avoiding failure, it's how you respond. Bouncing back. Resilience.
And maybe the biggest one, just resistance to change itself. We like our comfort zones, right?
We do. A core strategy Lucas recommends to counter this is starting ridiculously small. Trying to change too much at once just leads to feeling overwhelmed, then giving up. Small, consistent changes build real momentum over time.
Another pitfall, simply not truly believing you can achieve the goal.
Right. Lucas quotes that Einstein line about madness doing the same thing, expecting different results. If you want a different outcome, you have to change your actions. You need a plan. And you need to cultivate genuine belief in your potential.
Which connects right back to habits. Forming a new habit is maybe the most effective way to make lasting change. He uses that famous quote often linked to Aristotle. You are what you repeatedly do. Excellence, then, isn't an act, but a habit.
Exactly. Whatever your big goal is, there's likely a small, consistent habit you can build to move towards it.
Staying motivated, though, that's the tricky part once the initial buzz wears off.
Oh, yeah. Lucas points out how good we are at creating loopholes, excuses to break commitments. He suggests just becoming aware of your personal favorite loopholes, then actively challenging them. That's a crucial first step.
Replacing negative self-talk with positive affirmations is another technique he mentions.
Now, when motivation dips, revisiting your why, your core reason, reminding yourself of the benefits helps reignite that drive.
It's also important to identify real, practical obstacles to your motivation and find solutions. Maybe talk them through with someone.
Yeah, Lucas gives a relatable example from his own life, having to shift his meditation time because family interruptions kept derailing the habit. Finding a practical fix.
Tracking progress helps too. A journal, spreadsheet, app, whatever works for you. And having an accountability partner, that can be powerful.
Definitely. He mentions the don't break the chain method, just marking an X on a calendar each day you do the habit. Simple, visual, surprisingly effective.
And remember to reward yourself for milestones along the way. Keep the momentum going.
But above all, Lucas emphasizes persistence. The message is, never give up entirely. Keep taking action, however small. Each step counts.
Okay, moving into really practical steps now. Lucas spends a good chunk of time on getting organized, especially for people who think they're just naturally disorganized. He makes a point of saying, look, if he could learn to be organized, anyone can. He describes clearing clutter, physical and mental, as this amazing, freeing experience.
Detoxing your mind comes first. He presents that as foundational for calm productivity. Suggests a weekly mind download. Just write down everything unfinished swirling in your head, get it out, then process it.
He even recommends trying an information detox. A period, maybe a day, maybe just hours with no phones, computers, internet. Just clear the mental overload.
And for people who are maybe organized at work, but their home is chaotic, he addresses that too. Notes that bad habits at home often come from tiredness, or maybe lack of shared responsibility. His advice: schedule a dedicated time block for a big declutter first, then establish regular, smaller decluttering rituals.
He really challenges that tendency to blame others or circumstances for disorganization. Says, quite frankly, if you don't take full responsibility, you're the one who suffers most. When you hold yourself accountable, your life improves.
Makes sense. Practical home organization tips from the source include tackling specific zones, junk drawers, wardrobes. He mentions the classic advice: donate clothes you haven't worn in a year, Or use Marie Kondo's Spark Joy idea, bookshelves too. The key is designing storage that works for you. Shelves, cabinets with bins, shoeboxes, simple filing for papers.
And creating good rituals for decluttering is how you maintain it. Could be visualizing the space you want, scheduling an annual purge, adopting a clean as you go approach.
Using the something for something rule, buy something new, get rid of something old, and a nightly clear sweep. Everyone puts their own stuff away before bed.
Simple daily routines, too, like making beds, tidying toys. He highlights these as habits to instill in kids early, sets them up better for later life.
Okay, workplace organization. Key for minimizing distractions, fostering focus. Lucas lists the benefits of an office clear-out. Find things easily, maybe rediscover forgotten tasks, get rid of junk, feel better psychologically, and project professionalism, especially if clients visit.
Managing physical paper needs accessible filing cabinets, hanging files, clear labels. He suggests an action filing system for work in progress, keeping it handy but structured.
But Lucas strongly advocates going paperless wherever you can. Cites the benefits. Saves space, better for the environment, saves time searching, better data security, easier backup, saves money on supplies. It's a strong case.
Implementing a clean desk policy is also discussed, for security and professionalism.
Yeah, but with a caveat. The organization needs to provide decent, lockable storage and help people learn to use it. Otherwise, it's just clutter shoved in drawers.
Email management again, clearly a big one for Lucas.
Huge time suck, yeah. He repeats, process emails in batches, set times, plan actions rather than just reacting instantly. Delete or archive ruthlessly. Apply the 2-minute rule for quick replies. Core strategies.
And for digital files, what's the advice there?
Basically, mirror your paper system structure if you have one. Use consistent naming conventions for files, crucial for finding things later. Do periodic purges of old digital files too. Back up regularly, obviously. And try hard not to just save everything to your desktop. Creates digital clutter.
Okay, switching gears slightly to improving physical habits. Lucas stresses consistency above all for habit formation.
Yeah, and choosing exercise you actually enjoy makes it sustainable. Be honest about what's achievable for you. Starting super small is key again. Even just 10 minutes a day can build that momentum.
Identifying your deep why, your motivation for getting healthier, is crucial for sticking with it. Connecting with that intention daily.
Lucas mentions that popular idea of 21 days to form a habit, mostly as a way to build initial momentum. He notes the research isn't totally clear on the exact time, but what matters is the repetition over time.
And a key piece of advice here: don't try to adopt too many new habits at once. Master one, then add another.
Using triggers is helpful too. Link the new habit to something you already do every day. Cues the behavior. Monitoring progress app, calendar, whatever reinforces the habit. We talked about don't break the chain.
And using a buddy for accountability, that external pressure can really help.
Definitely. Lucas suggests finding someone you know, but maybe not so well that you feel too comfortable making excuses to them, but a social pressure.
Overcoming your internal excuses, that voice-making loopholes, is vital.
Yes. Lucas suggests writing down your usual excuses. Become conscious of them. Then challenge them head-on when they appear.
Right. Finally, returning to the mental side. Meditation and mindfulness get highlighted again as powerful tools.
Yeah, for reducing stress, significantly improving focus, cultivating that calm control. The practice is just gently bringing your attention back, again and again, to the present moment, which Lucas argues most of us spend way too little time in, always worrying about the future or rehashing the past.
Understanding your own natural time perspective, future-focused, past-focused, present-focused, can help you find a better balance too.
Mindful living, mindful eating. Specific practices to train your mind to be more aware, less distracted, leads to better focus, calmer state.
And he really comes back to nourishing your body. Healthy food, hydration, directly impacts energy, focus, performance.
Yeah, Lucas offers tips on productive food, smoothies, protein greens at lunch, omega-3s, legumes, and foods that tend to drain energy, too much starch, fatty stuff, processed foods, sugar.
Working with your natural energy flow is also key. Prioritizing sleep, aiming for at least 7 hours, and intentionally building in relaxation and renewal. Breaks, hobbies, meditation.
Right. Lucas notes, taking on too much without enough rest just guarantees burnout. Suggests using your calendar not just for tasks, but to manage commitments. and learning to politely say no to things that don't fit your energy or priorities.
Finding that balance work, responsibility, rest, rejuvenation seems fundamental to happiness and sustainable productivity.
Absolutely, with meditation and mindfulness helping you find that calm center amidst all the demands. And one last kind of intriguing tip on energy management Lucas mentions, raising your energy by waking up earlier.
Ah, the early bird thing.
Yeah, but not necessarily sleeping less, maybe shifting your schedule. Gaining even an hour early, consistently, adds up to a lot of extra time over a year. Time you could use for productive morning routines that are hard to fit in later. He notes it takes strong motivation, though, and gradually adjusting your body clock.
Wow. Okay, we have really covered a lot of ground from this excerpt. It's pretty striking how Lucas weaves together so many different threads, isn't it? Daily habits, digital files, mindset goals. It all connects into this one big picture of productivity.
Absolutely. It's clear his view isn't just about, technical efficiency or checking off more tasks. It seems to be fundamentally about intentional living, taking control of your time, your energy, consciously building a life that lines up with what really matters to you.
And that, according to Lucas, that's the real potential impact these ideas can have on your life. Less stress, yeah, but also gaining that deep sense of control over your days and ultimately freeing up your most valuable resources, your time and energy for the people and things that are truly important to you. He keeps bringing it back to that powerful core idea. Your life is within your control, and you really are the accumulation of your daily habits.
So reflecting on that really insightful point about habits and control, here's a final thought for you, a provocative one, drawn right from the themes in this source material, just for you to consider. Think about what you honestly want your life to look like 10 years from now. Really picture it. Now, given Lucas's assertion that your life is within your control and that you are the accumulation of your daily habits, what single, small, consistent habit will you commit to starting today? A habit to deliberately move you towards that 10-year vision. Remember, as Lucas really emphasizes, success isn't just some big act you do once. It's built through the daily habits you consistently cultivate. What will yours be, starting today?